Obagi.
This is Obagi in Mandoni local government area of Rivers State, a community that has played host to an international oil and gas exploration company, Total Energy E&P Nigeria Limited, for over 50 years. For over 5 decades, Total Energy has carried out oil and gas exploration activities here, with pipelines traversing different points in the community.
In Obagi community.
As can be seen, the environment is largely deserted. Residents have moved out of there due to hazards of the pipeline crossing. As prescribed in the Oil Pipeline Act 1999, there should be 100 feet space between the pipelines and habitable buildings.
So this man's 6 bedroom.
According to Section 19 of the Act, pipeline operators are expected to compensate residents whose properties are encroached upon to enable them relocate. But Obagi community members allege that a meager settlement was handed to them, while some didn't even get a dime.
You can think that they established their presence.
They have all come together to speak in one voice for a particular community member, Encroachment, whose case seems more pathetic, with a family of 6. His 6-bedroom flat was affected by the pipeline activities and has been homeless for about 15 years.
This matter has been lingering for long. And you see, have done this pipeline here. Why they supposed not to do the pipeline behind the house, which is not up to 15 feet. And as they done it, all these things have never been paid. Even our family, Umokporo family, have never been paid. All this house have never been paid.
And as a matter of fact, during the acquisition of this pipeline, I was the contact man of Umosike Umokporo family that is in charge of OB30 and OB14 location. And as it stands now, Total claimed that they have compensated Umokporo family. But believe me, if they have compensated, they should bring a proof of compensation.
The victim, Encroachment, narrates how he was battered, allegedly by soldiers attached to Total Energy, in the struggle for his rights, and presents us with a court judgment against the company by a state high court sitting in Ahuda, which awarded him a 7 million naira compensation for the violation of his fundamental human rights. Mr. Obagi claims that neither the money awarded to him by the court nor the compensation for rendering his property inhabitable has been paid by Total Energy.
I'm calling on media to look at this art, where Total art, whether it's a good art. The whole world, the civil society can come and look whether is it a good art. That's why I'm calling a media.
We sought to know if members of the Obagi community have taken their complaints to the appropriate authorities. A human rights activist who has been on the matter explains that Total Energy has continued to ignore several invites by the Rivers State Ministry of Environment, even after the investigative reports found Total Energy culpable on the matter in 2019. He explains that they also took the matter before the 9th National Assembly's lower chamber in 2022.
Years ago, Mr. Encroachment bought this property that is here and built this 6-bedroom apartment and was living peacefully with his family in it until Total Energy secured the license to construct this gas pipeline that runs underneath this headquarters. And in the course of the acquisition, they compensated most of the occupants here and demolished their buildings, but refused to compensate Mr. Encroachment, most likely because he does not have a voice or does not have anyone to run to. This pipeline is 14 feet away from the...
To ascertain that the distance equates the recommendations by the Pipeline Establishment Act 1999, the community brought a civil engineer to carry out the measurement on camera.
From the pipeline to the main building, which is about 91 feet. And it has the pipeline has fully encroached to the building, because measuring from this pipeline to the to the boundary, it's giving me 34 feet, which is supposed to be 50 feet.
While the affected persons like Mr. Oji remains homeless, members of Obagi community say they have exhausted all options and are now calling for help, as they also lament and allege intimidation by Total Energy.
There's no law under Total and the landlord, but now there's law on it. So we found them guilty as the Royal Majesty, for them to pay for them to come and pay them the money that is required for them to settle. Thank you.
Not responded. So we are now saying that Emelike and every other person should be fully compensated.
We contacted the General Manager Community Relations of Total Energy, Mr. Nwachukwu, who directed us to the Manager Legal. We spoke with him and he declined to speak on the matter, redirecting us to the media department and gave us an email. We sent a mail and are yet to get a reply over 24 hours after. However, information reaching us just before filing this report is that the National Assembly lower chamber had directed both parties to resume discussions on Tuesday, the 19th December 2023. From Obagi community in Oba Ibe Matandoni of River State, Deborah Balama, Channels Television News.